connection, that connection to you. I wanna make that connection, that connection to you.
Oh, what would I do? What would I do, babe? Honey, I have this feeling it's never, ever explained. Yeah, I'm afraid that a part of my heart would always feel misunderstood, babe. I would never know, honey, never meant to drive you away. No, no, I wanna make
that connection, that connection to you. I wanna make that connection, that connection to you.
Let's hear this band, the World Beat Band.
That connection to you.
You and you and you.
Make that connection. That connection to you. Sing it, Susie. That connection to you. I wanna make that connection. I wanna make that connection. That connection to you.
With connection this morning, yes we are. Hey. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're feeling connected. Hi, Miss Mindy.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Jubilee. Welcome. I'm here to welcome you. Welcome, everybody. I'm Mindy Beller, and I'm a jubilant. And welcome to the people on the live stream, which is always me. If I'm not here, I'm almost always on the live stream watching. Enjoy it. Before we get started, a few logistics. We have restrooms. We have one in the vestibule in the back and some downstairs. And we have our coffee hour afterward in the 6th grade classroom after the celebration. Deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. I certainly need one. Thank you. So our theme today is Arising with Connection. And I specifically chose this Sunday to be the welcomer because years ago I gave up doing New Year's resolutions, like forever ago, but I started doing a thing where I pick a word or 2 words for my word for the year. Do other people do that too? Yeah. So this year, one of my words was connection, and another one was meaning. So on that theme, let's do a little connecting. Let's start by connecting with ourselves. Connect with your breath. And just feel that breath coming in and out. And then with your body. And feel your feet on the ground. Feel yourself on your seat, and that seat holding you. And your legs, and your hips, and your belly, and your back, and your chest. Feel your shoulders, your arms and hands, and neck and head. And as we're connecting with our breath and our body, let's notice that we're all connected to each other here in this room by the air that we're breathing in and out that's between us and the energy that's flowing between us. And then let's notice that we're all connected with something greater than ourselves. This Jubilee community is greater than each of us. This Asheville community is greater than each of us. This global community is greater than each of us. And this holy universe is greater than each of us. We're all connected here in this room and in the whole universe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindy. No truer words were ever spoken. Let's stand up, sing in the divine, ground our feet into the earth, and connect.
Shaky, but I think it was mostly strength, Mindy.
In the bog there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree. It cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter, there's a spring that waits to be unrevealed until its season, the divine alone can see. There's a song in every silence, seeking word and melody. There's a dawn in every darkness, bringing hope to you and me. From the past will come the future, one holds a mystery, unrevealed until its season, the divine alone can see. In our end is our beginning, in our time infinity, in our doubt there is believing, in our death eternity, in our death the resurrection, and last a victory, unrevealed until its season, the divine alone can see. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Candace.
I am obviously not Yona. Maybe not so obviously, but I will call us in for the 4 directions. And this is a time when we connect, not just with each other, but that larger thing, that larger whatever, the universe. And so I invite you to turn and face the east. Holy One, as we arise this morning like the sun, help us to shine in our wholeness, to shine in our togetherness, to shine with your ultimate love for this world, for this universe, for every living thing in, through, and around it. Quarter turn to the right, we face the south. Let us burn like the south, Holy One, in connection with the earth, in connection with the planets, in connection with the universe, in connection with the soil, with everything that grows, with everything that comes from that heat of the south. May we plant ourselves firmly in that fertile soil of love and become the fragrance of love in this world. Quarter turn to the right, we face the west. In the west, we find the setting sun, Holy One. This is a world of impermanence. As things arise, they also set. Help us, Holy One, to let go in graciousness, to let go in love, to let go in ways that fortify this world as we welcome the new, even if the new is chaotic. Help us to let go of what no longer serves. Quarter turn to the right, we face the north. Holy One, we're enjoying a little bit of springtime, even in its tumultuousness. But we know from the north, the cold winds always return. Help us to be resilient, knowing that things we call good times and things we call bad times, it's just our perception, Holy One. Help us to perceive goodness and opportunity and your divine love, no matter what comes our way. May we find it pleasant, even if we find it unpleasant. May we still find your love and arise in connection with everything and everyone. And as we turn back toward the center, have a look around the room. Have a look around the room. Look at all those beautiful faces. Jubilants, everything is connected. I think we're learning that in our world today. All of our choices ripple out into the world. All of our thoughts ripple out into the world. We think we are alone. We think we are just one. What can just one person do? But Jubilants, we are connected. We are connected to it all, which means your thoughts, your actions, your love, and yes, even your hatred makes a difference in the world. Remember that connection. The next time you want to complain, or the next time you even want to stand up in joy. Because whatever you do, whatever you say, however you are in this world, it affects the world. You are powerful because you are connected. And Jubilants, that is something that ought to make you say, oh, yeah.
So beautiful, Candace. Thank you. And one of the beautiful ways in which we connect with our community and the greater Asheville area is through these donation baskets. 100% of the money will go out to those in need. Let us sing a song that I think we all know. Why are there so many you can stand songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of it and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see?
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La, la, la,
Well, this morning, I get to read all of the Jubilee in action announcements, and believe me, there's a few. Contact info for all of the announcements are on the homepage of the website. If you have news you'd like to share in next week's announcements, please email it to Michelle Bernhardt by noon on Saturday. Our annual meeting will take place during next week's Sunday celebration. So we're really going to flow from the celebration into the meeting and then wrap up all in one. Questions will not be taken from the floor during the meeting, but if you have questions that you would like to be addressed during the meeting, please email them to Michelle by Thursday. And board members and team leaders will answer your questions during the coffee hour after. The Jubilee Book Group, let's see if I can do this. The Jubilee Book Group will start discussing the first 30 pages of The Great Search by John Philip Newell at 3 p.m. on February 24th. So not tomorrow, but the next week. Contact Diane DeWitt if you'd like to participate. The February and March birthday gathering will take place at 6:30 on Thursday, February 27th at El Paraiso Mexican Restaurant, which is a good one, on Haywood Road. If you have a February or March birthday or want to come help celebrate with those who do, RSVP to Elizabeth Likas by, let's see, shoot, I lost my place, by February 26th, so the day before. If you are interested in joining Jubilee's reorganized social justice team, contact Bruce Mulkey. I'm not sure if I don't think he's here today. If you would like to do the welcome or lead the meditation and prayer time at an upcoming Sunday celebration, contact Lynn Orndorff, she's back there right now. You'll see her in a minute. If you want to share a gift, Susie Davis is the contact for that. If you brought household goods for Homeward Bound, Julia Gaunt has her truck, and it's right by the 6th grade room, and you can just take your stuff right to the truck. Yes, I got one of these. The annoying email scammer is back in action, this time pretending to be Yona. If you get an email from Yona asking for some kind of help and confidential and blah, 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 it's not from him. If you don't know how to report it to the authorities, Michelle can help you with that. And she actually had the link or the appropriate information in the email bulletin this morning. Susie Davis is the contact person for the next 3 announcements. So we'll just consolidate. Don't forget to add your mobile number to your Breeze account so you can receive timely notifications like weather closures and other important information if there's something that comes up that, you know, you haven't heard the Sunday before. This spring, we would like to offer Pathways, or Jubilee 101, as some folks like to call it. It's an orientation to Jubilee's history, teams and circles, creation, spirituality, and more. We are looking for people to help plan and implement this series. And like I said, contact Susie. Okay, turtles and bears and dragons, oh my. The Asheville Mardi Gras Parade takes place on March 2nd, and we want you to march with the Jubilee Critter Crew. We need 2 strong people to pull our amazing turtle float. Oh my gosh, I'm being attacked. 2 people to be the dragon, 4 people to be a snake, 2 people to wear sandwich boards, and 2 people to carry signs. And as many of you as possible to dress up at whatever critter you want and hand out kazoos. We will help you with costumes. These crazy critters will be at coffee hour to help you sign up for a spot in the parade. We hope you will join us for some Jubilee fun. All right, critters. Next up is Beth Juliar with Kate Steinbeck of Harmonia with a gift of outreach.
Hi, I'm Beth Juliar of the Outreach Team with a donation from the Howard Hanger Legacy Fund. We consulted with Howard, and he had high praise for Harmonia. I am very pleased to present this check for $3,000 to Kate Steinbeck of Harmonia.
Good morning. It is wonderful to be here. This was a tremendous surprise, and I think it came late October, November. You know that time we can't really place anymore in our minds. I'm just going to say a few things about the background. Have any of you been to a Harmonia concert? Thank you. Yay. Well, we have several coming up this spring. 50 years ago this school year, I started playing the flute in Haywood County in a public school program. And kept doing it, and became a flutist, which is the word you can use. You can also say flautist if you want. I always say I'm too thin for the extra vowel. Fast forward to the late 90s, came back to this area after music leading me to wonderful people and places. Had my youngest child in 2000 and met a wonderful cellist in South Carolina who became a sister friend. And we started this company called Kiwi Chamber Music back then. We morphed into Harmonia in 2011. For me as an artist, it's important to give back, and so we do a ton of outreach, which is very dear to our hearts. Over the years, we've been regular at Craggy Prison, playing for inmates up there. We've tried to play in shelters for unhoused people. We transitioned to pay-as-you-can, free admission concerts during the pandemic in April when everything was so dark and dire. I asked Source, what can we do? And my answer from Source was make it free, accessible to everybody. So it's pay-as-you-can. We pay our musicians well. We do want people to help us that way, but we do not want it to be a financial barrier ever, because everybody deserves access to art. Chamber music for me is, it's small, generally groups. It's generally acoustic, but I think bluegrass bands and jazz groups are chamber music. I have a big, wide scope of it. But most importantly, it's democratic. We don't have somebody up there with a stick telling us what to do. And for me personally, it's, thank you. It's a devotional practice every day. It's crazy to think I've been doing it this long, and it's a spiritual path as well, and it is greater than myself, the music always. I want to introduce Jessica Schaefer to you. She's a fantastic harpist that I adore playing with, and also our program coordinator and generation coming up in this organization, because I'm going to give you, let her give you her perspective. I got my timer on. I'm still at about 3 minutes, so here we go. Thank you so much. Howard Hanger has been in my consciousness forever since moving to Asheville, all his good work in this community, and I'm so touched that he thought of us.
Thank you. Yeah, you all have no idea how much work it takes behind the scenes to bring something so beautiful and seemingly effortless forward. And so it's gifts like these that allow us to really fulfill our mission of accessibility, financially and otherwise. I don't have deep roots here in Asheville. I'm relatively new to the area, and something that I've been meditating a lot on recently is this theme of community and connection. And the hurricane really made it clear to me just how little I can do on my own, and how much exponentially more is possible when I come together with my neighbors, when I come together with others. I think or at least it became clear to me that I put a lot of effort into living my life in a way where I feel like I'm in control and I get to choose things and I'm on my own and I can do it by myself. And that experience obliterated it and made it really clear to me that the truth is much closer to we work together. That is the truth. We create together. And it's been a blessing for me to realize that experience in my creative activities in music with Kate, because as you know, it is possible to play one instrument on your own, but when you come together with others, you are able to create a harmony that is just not possible on your own, and it's a constant reminder to us that we need each other. We need each other. Thank you.
Thanks. 15 seconds. We always have propaganda. We usually don't do print, but we did this spring. We have 3 concerts coming up, including a gorgeous Baroque offering that not only has harpsichord and strings, but harp on March 9th. And we have these today. If you'd like to get one, I can leave some too. And our website's very accessible. Just Google Harmonia. And thank you so much. And right now, monitor your media intake, and we have to love really hard.
You said it, Kate. Thank you so much, Kate and Jessica. We look forward to attending some Harmonia concerts this year. I can't wait.
Paula.
Yeah, you betcha. So, everyone, now, as we enter our meditation time, our prayer time, I want to just mention communion is available in the back of the room, if you so desire. And also, if you'd like assistance with any prayers, there is someone in the back that can offer you support in some beautiful ways. So, we continue now with connection. And Mindy already described it so beautifully. Candace already described it so beautifully. And I'm going to offer a chant this morning while you sit quietly and listen. It's a chant by Sam Garrett and Molly Mendoza. So sit back. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. Let your feet ground into the earth and feel connected to the earth. The song is called Mama. It's a prayer to the earth, to her mother, to her home. Earth is my body. Earth is my body. Water is my blood. Air is my breath. Fire, my spirit. So take a deep breath in. Feel the air coming in the nose and coming down to the lungs. You are the earth, After all, you know, our bodies are made of the same atoms and molecules as this beautiful earth. So as we do connect to her, we connect to ourselves. As we feel the breath, as we hear and listen to the beat of our hearts, as we become aware of the sensations flowing through us, this is the same stuff as our mother. Let's feel her, let her feel us. Earth is our body, water my blood, air is my breath, breathing in, breathing out, I feel the fire. Hey, mama, hey. Hey, hey, mama, hey. Hey, mama, hey. We call on the stars, the rivers, the trees. We learn from the mountains, the birds, the bees. Gather this, our sangha. Our roots grow deep beneath the surface, beyond our beliefs. Earth is my body, water my blood, the air I'm breathing is my breath, the fire my spirit. We can come home, don't be afraid. Life is our teacher, don't run away. Stay wild and free, raise your hands and pray. This is our moment today. Mama, show us the way. Mama, show us the way. Mamacita, our mother dear, show us the way. We are alive, we are awake, we are the open, this is our faith. I feel the earth, she feels me. Let's take a breath as one family. Hey, hey, mama, hey, mama, hey. Hey, mama, hey. Hey, mama, hey. I feel the earth under my feet. I feel the life within her leaves. As I drink the water, it fills my blood. As I breathe the air, this is the connection. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in that. And now, we're going to share a holy peace. That's another way we connect. You can connect through a smile, a handshake, a hug. We're going to sing first, and then we'll bring on the love. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with hope in our hearts. Family, all are we. Let us walk now. With every breath I take, let this be my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Singers, make your way up.
Are fortunate to have today a song put to music by Sue Ford, our new choir director. It's based on a poem called I Am Full of Love, which was published in a book you can buy on Amazon called The Gift, Poems Inspired by Hafiz by Daniel Ladinsky. I am full of love tonight. Come look into my eyes and let's go sailing off, my dear, on a long ocean ride. This world will not touch you, my sweet. I will keep you snug upon my seat. Let's vow to make the moon jealous with the radiance leaping from your cheek. I am full of love tonight. Come look into these ancient eyes and let's go sailing off, my dear, our spirits intertwined. Your body's just an old sandbar in a speeding hourglass of time. Love will turn the mouth of sorrow right side up. Let your heart commence its destined laughing chime. I am full of love tonight. Come look into my eyes, and let's go sailing off, my dear, on a long ocean ride.
Come look into my eyes.
From A Course in Miracles, Lesson 161. When hatred rests upon a thing, it calls for death as surely as God's voice proclaims there is no death. Fear is insatiable, consuming everything its eyes behold, seeing itself in everything, compelled to turn upon itself and to destroy. Who sees a brother as a body sees him as fear's symbol, and he will attack because what he beholds is his own fear external to himself, poised to attack and howling to unite with him again. This do the body's eyes behold in one whom heaven cherishes, the angels love, and God created perfect. This is his reality. And in Christ's vision is his loveliness, reflected in a form so holy and so beautiful that you could scarce refrain from kneeling at his feet. Yet you will take his hand instead, for you are like him in the sight that sees him thus. Attack on him is enemy to you, for you would not perceive that in his hands is your salvation. Ask him but for this, and he will give it to you. Ask him not to symbolize your fear. Would you request that love destroy itself, or would you have it be revealed to you and set you free? From the Buddhist monk Pema Chodron, the teacher is always with us. The teacher is always showing us precisely where we're at, encouraging us not to speak and act in the same old neurotic ways, encouraging us also not to repress or dissociate, encouraging us not to sow the seeds of suffering. So with this person who is scaring us or insulting us, do we retaliate as we have 100,000 times before? Or do we start to get smart and finally hold our seat? Right at the point when we are about to blow our top or withdraw into oblivion, we can remember this. We are warriors in training, being taught how to sit with edginess and discomfort. We are being challenged to remain and to relax where we are. All over the world, everybody always strikes out at the enemy, and the pain escalates forever. Every day, we could reflect on this and ask ourselves, am I going to add to the aggression in the world? Every day, at the moment when things get edgy, we can just ask ourselves, am I going to practice peace, or am I going to war? And from the Buddhist psychologist John Wellwood, instead of looking to a relationship for shelter, we could welcome its power to wake us up in areas of life where we are asleep and where we avoid naked, direct contact with life. This approach puts us on a path. It commits us to movement and change, providing forward direction by showing us exactly where we most need to grow. Embracing relationship as a path also gives us a practice, learning to use each difficulty along the way as an opportunity to go further, to connect more deeply, not just with our partner, but with our own aliveness as well. By contrast, dreaming that love will save us, solve all our problems, or provide a steady state of bliss or security only keeps us stuck in wishful fantasy, undermining the real power of love, which is to transform us. For our relationships to flourish, we need to see them in a new way, as a series of opportunities for developing greater awareness, discovering deeper truth, and becoming more fully human. This is ancient wisdom and holy word. All creation is wisdom and holy word.
All creation sings of the wisdom of God. Hallelujah.
Good morning again. Good morning again. Breathe deeply. For those who don't know who I am, why not? I mean, come on. My name is Candace Chellew, and I am a Jubilee minister. Thank you. In 2010, I founded a spiritual community that we call Jubilee Circle in Columbia, South Carolina. And in 2024, sadly, it closed. We were the victim of COVID and a bunch of other things that just did not sustain us. And so I'm sorry about that. But I am happy to report that I have been employed again, this time by Clayton Memorial Unitarian Universalist Church in Newberry, South Carolina, which is about, thank you, which is about 45 minutes outside of Columbia in this direction, and is about that big. And it has a Unitarian Universalist congregation. I mean, come on. So we are everywhere. So I want to begin this morning in a good old Jubilee tradition and sing a song throughout our sermon this morning, our talk. And it's one that you know very well if you have been around Jubilee for 5 minutes. It's called Ripple. And so we're just going to sing the chorus. As y'all begin, if you want to begin me, or I'll do it. 2, 3. Yeah. We're in D, right? Thank God. Reach out your hand if your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. Reach out your hand. Let's do it again. Come on. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. Y'all sound beautiful this morning. Thank you. We're going to do it again, so hang on. A few years ago, we had a small gas leak fixed in our heating and air conditioning unit, and somehow, as I stood on the front porch with the service technician, we got into a conversation about the state of the world. My daddy is a preacher, he told me, and my mama says that we are living in the end times. I nodded sagely, but I stayed quiet because, I mean, who wants to get into an argument with a guy who's going to fix a leak that can kill you in your sleep? I mean, pick your battles, people, right? Curiously, though, he was not the first person around this time to remind me that the end times are upon us. In my day job, I curated and wrote a story about a leadership book where the author posits that since all of our systems are irretrievably broken, we are at the point of the final decline and collapse of our entire civilization here in the good old US of A. It got me to thinking about the end of the world. And what occurred to me was this: the world is always ending. In this moment, the present is becoming the past. The future is becoming the present. There's a new future ahead. This world as we know it in this moment will not be the same in the next. Jubilance, the world ends moment by moment. According to Buddhist teacher and Pema Chodron, an author, she says, this is good news. Because, she says, every moment offers us a chance to awaken. And that's really what the end of the world is for. It's a chance to awaken, to shake off this impermanence, to throw off the shackles of our dualistic thinking, to heal the separation and realize who we truly are. We are all thoughts in the mind of God, unified in a field of divinity, out beyond this world of dualities. Awakening brings about the apocalypse. And you know that word, it's scary. Apocalypse. But you know, it really doesn't mean that things get destroyed or anyone gets taken up, I don't know. It simply means lifting the veil. When we embrace the end of the world, we see through this illusory world of impermanence. In every moment, we have a chance to end our grievances, to end our suffering, and step into a world of unity and arise in connection. So what prevents us from recognizing the blessing of apocalypse in every moment of our lives, let alone embracing it and allowing it to end our world of fear? Any guesses? We see it everywhere these days. Yeah. Huh? Nope. Sorry. Fear is close. Anger, there it is. It seems to be the one emotion that is plentiful these days. There's plenty of anger on both sides of the political spectrum. It was anger over what's happening in Gaza that kept some people completely out of the voting booth. It was the populist anger that propelled our current president back into office. That anger continues to grow as we see agencies illegally taken over and decimated by some unelected billionaire. And many are angry that Congress is just not doing enough to stop what's going on. You know, last year we were angry over egg prices. This year we're really angry over egg prices. And we all think we know who's to blame. And so we project our fear and our hatred and our anger. When hatred rests upon a thing, our reading from A Course in Miracles says this morning, it calls for death. Death. You offered it, so it's there. Fear, A Course says, is insatiable, consuming everything its eyes behold, seeing itself in everything, compelled to turn up upon itself to destroy. Who sees a holy sibling as a body sees them as fear's symbol, and he will attack, because what he beholds is his own fear, external to himself, poised to attack, and howling to unite with him again. Jubilance, it is always the end of the world. Anytime we allow our fear to deepen the separation we're already feeling toward one another. We have built political and economic systems, bureaucracies, and social media bubbles, all with the thought that perhaps they could just keep us safe from the end of the world, even as we divide up into increasingly warring factions. My HVAC guy, at the end of the conversation, he said wistfully, "Well, Mama says all we can do is pray for each other." Well, his mama's right to some degree. But prayer is not all we have at our disposal, Jubilants. This leadership writer, she takes it a step further than just prayer. She recommends, instead of working to save the systems of this world, we must become the kind of leaders who seek to restore sanity and dignity to everyone who is trapped in these systems and are seeking a way out. And Jubilants, I would posit that this is our function in the world, to clearly see the apocalyptic opportunity of every moment, to reach out our hand to one another, to heal and to be healed, and bring about an end to the world by lifting this veil of fear and anger and suffering and obliterating the separation we feel once and for all. Breathe deeply. Reach out your hand if your cup be empty. If your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a fountain that was not made by the hand of man. Now, I'm not not sure where this business writer got her idea, but I think what she's talking about, abandoning the saving of our ego-based worldly system for the dignity of human spirit, is exactly what Jesus models in Mark chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. This is a famous passage where Jesus meets a man with a withered hand while he's in the temple. And before he got there, he had been accused by the religious leaders of the day of working on the Sabbath because his disciples were seen plucking wheat and having a little snack along the way. So by the time Jesus gets to the temple, the scriptures tell us Jesus is angry. He is grieved over the hard-heartedness of these particular leaders. And I'm sure that absolutely none of us can identify with how Jesus is feeling in this moment. I mean, it's not like we've ever been frustrated by a bunch of people we see as insensitive to the suffering of others or perpetuating lies that deepen our feelings of separation and division. That's never happened, right? You know, if you're not angry about something right now, you have just not been paying attention. And even if you're not angry, there are plenty of folks out there ready to generate some rage if you just tune to the right channel. It's there. It's interesting that instead of ignoring these leaders, like doing a modern day version of just scrolling past the posts that really want to make you stop and argue, Jesus takes a moment in this passage to poke the bear. He asks a question about religious law. But taunting these religious leaders just seems to harden Jesus' anger and frustration with them. And I believe, though, that this is a pivotal moment for Jesus, not as a teacher, but as a student. Because you see, we are all teachers and students at any given moment, and sometimes at the same moment. And Jesus wanted to teach these leaders a lesson, but in their silence, I think they taught him a very valuable lesson. Because in that moment, Jesus had to find a way to hold his seat, as Pema Chodron talks about in her reading for today. The teacher is always with us, she says, even if you're Jesus. They show us that our old neurotic ways of reacting are not working. And they seek to pull us off center of our true divine self. And all these religious leaders, they almost did that to Jesus. He was mad. But I think he was able to relax back into the truth of himself and release that anger, because that is the only way that he could have healed that man with the withered hand. Because A Course in Miracles tells us we can have a grievance or we can be angry and full of hatred. We can have that grievance or we can have a miracle, but we cannot have both. In this moment, Jesus opts for the miracle. Let's be clear, though, about exactly what was healed in this moment. The man with the withered hand was restored to wholeness, but the irretrievably broken and oppressive religious system of the day was not. Jesus, I believe, saw the apocalyptic opportunity of this situation and he took it. He ended the world of separation and sickness for the man who stood before him, who had been trapped in a worldly system that labeled him as worthless and separate. Jesus, as Chodron says, got smart. He held his seat, and he saw what truly needed to be healed in this moment, and that was the human spirit before him, not the system that held him in captivity. And why is that? Because all the systems that we create in this world are imperfect. And they're always susceptible to corruption, decline, and ultimate failure. Systems built in a world of ego tend to corrupt those who lead them and harm those who get caught up in them. And it leads to a never-ending cycle of anger and grievance. Look around, have a look at the world. We want to reform the system. We want to make it more fair, more just, but ego, it always creeps into the mix and it leads to the breakdown of every system we create. Instead of seeking to create better and new systems, Jesus shows us that our real function in this world is to reach out our hands to one another, to arise in connection together, to heal and to be healed, to teach and to learn, to keep the main thing, and remember who we truly are. We are innocent. We are already whole. We are divine spirits who have never left the unity of our Creator or one another. Instead of using our anger to create new systems, jubilants, let us keep our seat within our own divinity and reach out our hands to one another to awaken to the end of egoic systems and enter into that true home of wholeness and unity. Breathe deeply. Let's sing. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There's a prophecy from Tibetan Buddhism that when great barbaric forces have arisen with the power to destroy everything, we don't know anything about that, right? No. When that time arises, the kingdom of Shambhala will appear. This is not a place out here, but it's a place within the hearts and minds of the Shambhala warrior, or worker, if you prefer non-military language like I do. These workers, they wear no special uniforms, they hold no title or rank, and they don't even recognize each other on the street, so the story goes. Instead, while they look just like the barbarians outside, within they have the courage to go into the barbarian world and dismantle their weapons of destruction from the inside. These Shambhala workers succeed because they know that the destructive weapons of the barbarians exist only in their minds. And since this is so, they can be uncreated or destroyed at the same level. These warriors, these workers, they only have two weapons or tools at their disposal: compassion and insight. When we have compassion, we are compelled to alleviate the suffering of the world, but it is that insight that shows us that everything is connected, that we are one spirit. And that gives us the wisdom we need to act in ways that will ultimately liberate the human spirit from destructive systems. The prophecy points to an end times scenario, but like I've said, the end times are always upon us. So it is our calling, jubilants, to embrace our role as Shambhala workers, to use our tools of compassion and insight to bring about the end of separation and restore us to the unity that we've never, ever truly left. This is what Jesus was demonstrating at the synagogue when he told his man to lift up his withered hand. The man had been withered by the systems, just as we all are. The religious leaders who witnessed this healing remain unhealed for the simple reason that, like their modern-day counterparts, they had no interest in leaving or changing a system that was working for them. I've often wondered, why? Why didn't Jesus use his power to right all the systemic injustices in this world? Why didn't he create the perfect system that provided for everyone, that eliminated greed altogether? Why, Jesus, why? Well, I think that Jesus knew how this world works. Jubilants, we are not here to redeem the powers and the principalities. Those belong to this world. We, however, do not belong to this world. We are strangers in an increasingly strange land who have come here to remember who we are. We are perfect spirits, safely asleep in the unity of God, who uses the Holy Spirit to teach us how to wake up and embrace the end of the world. Jesus knew, though, that we would never awaken as long as we remain in a state of anger at one another or angry with the state of the world. So he invites us, like that man in the temple, to stretch out our hand to one another for the healing we need to both give and receive. And we do that, of course, says, by no longer making each other symbols of our fear. That's when we get caught up in our tribes and our factions. We become symbols of fear for one another. You see a red hat, and you're in fear. Instead, we are called to use our compassion, to use our insight, to stay centered in our true divine self, that place of ultimate divine love, so we can dismantle the weapons of separation in this world. As Children says, right at the point when we are about to blow our top or withdraw into oblivion, we can remember this. We are warriors or workers in training, being taught how to sit with edginess and discomfort. We are being challenged to remain and relax where we are. I am still in progress. Relaxation is not something I've had since November, I don't think. Our teachers, though, they're always with us. They challenge us to remember who we truly are and to remember who they truly are. Are we willing, jubilants, to extend our hand in healing? To be those Shambhala workers who seek to reclaim the divine human spirit from the soul-crushing systems we have all collectively created in this world? Are we willing to not let anyone we see or think about represent fear to us? Are we willing to end this world of fear and anger so we may rise up together in our ultimate connection and unity so the whole world can say, oh yeah, let's sing. Let's sing a couple here. Reach out your hand. Yes, come on. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again. Let it go. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. Thank you so much. You may be seated. I was going to sing a quick song for you here. This is Michael Reisman, who is our. You need to turn one off and one on. One or the other. There we go. More feedback. Is that like cowbell? Is that? I wrote this song. It is. Let me just give an intro and then we'll go. I wrote this song. It's called "Dreamer Awake," and in A Course in Miracles, it tells us that God put Adam to sleep, but it never says that Adam woke up. So we are still in Adam's dream. That's why this world is a dream. So this song is called "Dreamer Awake."
While Candace plays her song, we are going to pass the bowls around. The money in the bowls goes to help Jubilee continue our service into the world, help us with our expenses and whatnot, so please.
We're tuning because we care. I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you. Oh, this is Michael Reisman. He was the music director at Jubilee Circle, and he's an amazing multi-instrumentalist playing the viola this morning. Here we go. Wow, that's loud. Okay. In the beginning, Adam took a nap and dreamed that another sprang from his lap. Since then we plainly see, you are you and I am me. In this dream,
separate and alone, all just longing to come home. Our fears become a nightmare. All roads lead to nowhere. Dreamer awake to a life inside no fear can overtake, to a love no one can ever forsake, to a joy that heals every mistake. Dreamer awake. In our dreams we fall and fly, we sink into the deep and touch the sky, standing naked and exposed for the world to behold. This dream holds us captive, swept up by changing scenes. The only real conclusion is to rouse from the illusion. Dreamer awake to a life inside no fear can overtake, to a love no one can ever forsake, to a joy that heals every mistake. Dreamer awake. Life is but a dream, all in separate boats. But what if we're all water, just dreaming we can float? Sinner and saint, villain and hero, every single one of us plays our role. But at the final curtain call, we applaud every soul. As Adam awakens, he can see, I am you and you are me. The eyes of love reveal there is only one of us here. Dreamer awake. Oh yeah. We are blessed, we are inspired, we are well connected. Let us stand and sing ourselves out. always taking my chances when dreams come true. When you came into my dream, from a whisper to a scream, it's a real heavy connection. Yeah, just a real heavy connection. Oh, it's a real heavy connection. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah. I remember when I got your message in Amsterdam. I was going through my letters and I found a picture postcard of the Reaper Band. When you came into my room, not too late and not too soon. It's a real heavy connection. We got a real heavy connection. Yes, we are real heavy connection. Yeah, yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Do it again. Ian Taylor. When you came into my dreams, from a whisper to a scream, it's a real heavy connection. We got a real heavy connection. Yeah, it's a real heavy connection. La 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 la. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a real heavy connection. We got a real heavy connection. We got a real heavy connection. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo. La 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 la. World Beat Band, everybody. We have Leon Drose today. Chris on guitar. Ian on keyboards. Ryan Crabtree on bass, the leader of the band. Susie was singing today. I'm Paula. We had so much fun connecting with all of you. Stay connected, stay in love, stay in the heart, stay in the breath, stay on your feet. Yeah, we'll make it through. Real heavy connection. Thank you.